It sounds like there's a lot of psychology or understanding of buying psychology that goes into this. It's not just about, to your point, setting it and forgetting it. You need to really understand the demographics, time of day, seasonality. And I imagine it's not just about saying, hey, you're in a standard room, we have a deluxe room for another $50 a night. Do you want to buy this? There's more to it. So what is it about the psychology of buying that's important to know, especially think about that like on the ground hotel manager, revenue manager that's going to be taking, once you've implemented a property, who's going to run this day to day? What do they need to know?
Well, I think first of all, we shouldn't, even with all of these beautiful nuances to make it optimized, if you're a hotel that is driven by a revenue management team, we, for example, have integrations that makes it able for us to pull the bar rates, so that when you sell a room upgrade, the price for that upgrade is always in synergy with your revenue strategy. So if a guest is checking in 2 weeks and the bar rate is $200 instead of $100, then you shouldn't have a static price on that room upgrade, but it should be dynamic along with your rate strategy. Mm-hmm. So there are many integrations that should happen, in my opinion, in order to maximize the opportunity. You can also, for example, have dynamic rates on your early check-ins and late checkouts. Instead of having a flat fee, you take the bar rate and then you just take a percentage of that as a business rule within the upselling software. So that automatically, combines the strength that you're already putting in to having dynamic rates on your rooms to now also having your upselling program follow that same strategy.
I think it's such an interesting idea. We get so stuck in sure, there's revenue management on the room itself and that rate floats up and down. But we're so stuck in thinking that rate category jumps need to be fixed, and your early check-in, late check-out needs to be fixed. An area that we've spent a lot of time thinking about here is revenue managing your restaurant menu. So if you're trying to drive occupancy and you drop your rate to $99 and you're usually up around $200, but you haven't changed the price of your breakfast. And you're wondering why nobody's going in and eating when the price of breakfast is almost the same amount of money as the cost of the room now. It's obvious when you put it in terms like that. But I guess where I'm going is, there's a lot of opportunity here to upsell to get a little bit more share of wallet of your guests. If you're just willing to be a little bit imaginative and flexible in how you price everything under that roof.
Yeah, absolutely. And pricing is, of course, a really nice component, and you can make these integrations that make it dynamic. But it's also something I think hoteliers, and maybe rightfully so, are a bit afraid of to do like personalized pricing, because if you do it wrong, ethically, it might not be perceived well from the guest perspective. It needs to be very clear and be considered fair. But I do think when you do it on upgrades and early check-ins and late checkout, it is very fair, because if you pay more for the room, I think you're willing to pay more for that upgrade and early check-in, late checkout as well. Right. We have a customer, a hotel chain in Germany, and he said he can't do it on parking, for example, because they have all these printed materials in the parking lot. So that is hindering. So there is some.
But that's an easy fix.
Maybe it is an easy fix.
Get rid of the printed stuff.
Just get rid of the printing.